My God is a winner. My God is a winner. My God is a winner. Oh, my God is a winner. I am so happy, oh. I am so happy, oh. I am so happy. Please welcome me. Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're fine wherever you are. I am the Acca tutor, Mr. Jeremy Chimkulu, and in this particular short video, we are going to discuss the 3 decision rules, which are also part of the package of this our lecture, the risk and uncertainty. All right, and I'm sure you are quite aware that when we are referring to risk, we are simply referring to the chance that something could happen. Okay, we know from past experience that something is going to happen if there is this, or if there is this particular situation. All right, for example, we might be having good sales this winter, provided schools are closed. Okay, yeah, because we know that from past history, whenever schools are closed in winter, we are likely to get more sales. All right, so risk, we with risk, we know we can quantify, we can assign probabilities. So you can see that risk and uncertainty, although they can be used interchangeably, they are in reality very, very different from one another. Okay, when we are talking of uncertainty, we are simply looking at a new situation. We do not know what is going to happen because we are not conversant with the situations. We haven't experienced them before. So uncertainty is actually attached to new ventures, new business ventures. All right, but the principles usually apply the same. All right, so in this particular short video, we are only going to look at these 3 decision rules, because by the end of the day, shareholders do not care whether you were facing uncertainty or risk. What they want is just some reasonable judgment, some professional judgment from the person of an agent, from their manager. So for us to deal with the uncertainty or risk issues, we need to understand these principles because they're also part of the package of decision making. So, to those who are studying the Acca paper performance management, they are required, you guys are required to know these 3 decision rules. They often come in every exam situation. So please pay good attention as I will be presenting these rules to you. As an overview, these 3 rules can be explained as follows. The Maximin rule. This is a rule where the entrepreneur or the operator or the sole trader or the business manager is playing it safe. Okay? Thus, when we are talking of the Maximin rule, we do not want to incur more risk. Okay? We are risk averse. In short, we are a risk averse. We just want to avoid a risk. Okay, so we play it safe. All right, so the Maximin rule is short for maximize the minimum achievable profit. You have to maximize the minimum achievable profit, which means that given a plethora of choices, okay, let's say you are given 4 choices, you just have to say, of these choices, what are their worst possible outcomes? What is the worst possible outcome of each choice? Then when you are given the worst possible outcome of each choice, you then have to pick that choice that gives you a better worst possible outcome. Or not the higher worst, but of the worst outcome, you just have to pick the better one. Okay? The better risk. That's the idea. So you have to maximize the minimum achievable profit. Don't worry, we are going to go through a practical example together. Now, that is what is called the Maximax rule. This is the basis, okay, for decision making by looking for the best outcome. Okay, so these guys are risk takers. Anything that can give them more money, anything that can give them more profit, they go for it. So they are risk takers. Okay, they are risk takers. They are opportunistic. Okay, opportunistic. But these guys, the risk averse ones, they are pessimistic. They believe in pessimism, that things might come bad. Okay, things can come bad all the time. So they don't want to engage in whatever risk venture. Right? But when you're talking of the risk takers, these guys are prepared to take risk as long as there is some potential of a higher return. Then we have got the Minimax regret rule. Okay, this is the opportunity loss basis for decision making. It aims at minimizing the regret. Okay, minimizing the regret from making the wrong decision. Okay, regret in this situation is the opportunity loss. Okay, or the opportunity lost through making the wrong decision. So the risk, the Minimax regret rule is also associated with the risk averse investor. They are also risk averse. All right. But now, for us to understand more on these rules, let us go through this particular example together. All I got is a winner. Oh, God is a winner. My God is a winner. I'm looking for this pen. Where are they? These pens. Okay, they are here. Papa God is a winner. Papa God is a winner. Hey, oh, is a winner. Today I am a conqueror. My God is a winner. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the question we want to go through together. Okay? The sole trader of a caravan selling ice cream has to decide how many ice creams to order for resale at a forthcoming school sports day. The number of ice creams sold will depend on the weather conditions, and any unsold ice creams will be thrown away at the end of the day. The table below details the profit that would be earned for each possible outcome. So you can see that these items, okay, the weather items, we call them scenarios or possible outcomes. All right, possible outcomes. Then these quantities, the number of ice creams that could be sold, okay, the ice cream that could be sold on each particular scenario or in each particular scenario, we refer to them as the choices, the business choices available. They're the choices, they're the items which are under the control of the entrepreneur. They are under the control of the manager. Okay, the manager has to use his common sense from informed decision making, from performance management skills, from management accounting skills, from cost accounting skills, from financial management skills. Okay, so this is the purpose why you have to learn this. Okay, why we have to understand the principles governing risk and uncertainty management. All right, so you need to make informed choices whenever you are making managerial decisions. All right, so we're given these the scenarios, the bad weather, average weather, and the good weather. And then we're also given the choices available. You can order, okay, you can go to the ice cream manufacturer and order 1,000 ice creams for resale. Okay, so when you order 1,000 ice creams for resale, these are the potential profits you are going to get. Those are the potential profits you are going to get, provided if the weather is bad, you're going to get $1,000 profit. If the weather is average, you're going to get $3,000 of profit. Then if the weather is good, you're also going to get $3,000. However, if you order 2,000 ice creams and the weather is bad, you're going to get a zero. You get a zero, my friend. And then maybe it's because, you know, when the weather is bad, the ice creams can crush one another, and you know they melt. Okay, they melt, and if they melt, by the end of the day, you are going to lose. So because of the cold rooms capacity of your caravan, the freezer capacity, the ice creams are not going to, you know, something like that. They are going to melt. They are going to squeeze one another, and you are going to have a loss. All right. But if the day is average, you are going to get 6,000, and then if the day is good, you are also going to get 6,000. Then we move on to, if you order 3,000 and the weather is bad, obviously you're going to be in a minus. Remember the carrying capacity of your freezer and so forth, the warehousing issues, you're going to end up in a loss position. Then if the weather is average, you're going to get $7,000. And then if the weather is good, you're going to get $9,000. Then there is this particular scenario where you order 4,000 ice creams for resale. Obviously, if the weather is bad, on this particular sports day, if the weather is bad, you're going to have a loss of 3,000. And then if the weather is average, you're going to get 6,000. And if it is good, you're going to get $12,000 of profit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are required to advise the owner how many ice creams shall he purchase, how many shall he order. Okay, if we are going to judge him using the Maximax rule, and we said in our introductory part of this video that the Maximax rule is an opportunistic basis of decision making, where we are aiming to make more profit, however possible. Okay, so we want to maximize whatever gain we can get. All right, so we are risk takers. So if we are a risk taker, we then have to have a table. Okay, we just need some table, because tabulating things, making it make it professional. All right. So if we have a table, we end up being a bit professional. All right. So now let's look at this particular table and see what is going on. All right. It's just the same information as given here. This is just the same information. We've just copied it and pasted it. All right. So if the weather is bad and we purchase 1,000, all right. If the weather is either bad, average, or good, and we purchase 1,000, you can see that if we simply purchase 1,000, all right, we are going to have a maximum profit of 3,000. Whether the weather is bad, average, or good, okay, given those weather conditions, the maximum we can get in whatever situation, the maximum we are going to get if we order 1,000, the maximum we are going to get is 3,000. Then if we order 2,000, the maximum we are going to get is 6,000. Okay, then if we order 3,000 ice creams, the maximum we are likely to get is 9,000. Then if we order 4,000, the maximum we are going to get is 12,000. Okay, so if we are a Maximax investor, all right, if we are a Maximax investor, we do not look at whatever potential loss that might happen. We just go for the maximum possible profit we can achieve. So we go for those quantities which are going to maximize our gain. So obviously, the decision is go for 4,000 ice creams, as they are likely to give you the most benefit. They give us 12,000, okay, which is the best, the maximum profit achievable. All right, so that's the decision under the Maximax rule, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now let's look at situation number 2, where we are using the Maximin rule. The Maximin rule. The Maximin rule, we said, ladies and gentlemen, that this one is a pessimistic rule. We want to avoid risk, okay? But we also need to tabulate things. So this table is containing all the information from the question. However, we are looking at the worst possible profit or loss, the worst possible loss, okay, or profit in each quantity ordered or purchased. All right. So if we order 1,000 items, if we order 1,000 items or ice creams, what is our worst possible profit? The worst possible profit is going to be $1,000. This one, because that's the least profit we can achieve. If we order 2,000 ice creams, the worst possible profit we can sustain or achieve is a 0. Then, if we order 3,000 ice creams, the worst possible profit we can achieve is a loss. Okay, so there is going to be a loss of 1,000. That's a loss, $1,000. And then if we order 4,000 ice cream, the worst possible loss we can achieve is a $3,000 loss. Okay, now because we are risk averse, we ask ourselves, we have been told that these are the outcomes, ladies and gentlemen, but we do not want to take risk. So we need to maximize on the minimum. All right. So we then have to say, given those situations, all right, let us pick the best worst outcome. Okay. Remember, all these have been considered worst outcome. All are worst. Okay, all are worst. However, animals are not all equal. Okay, from the worst we can pick the best. We need to pick the best from the worst. So we are going to pick the order quantity 1,000. Why? Because this gives us the best worst outcome. So this is the best worst outcome. We can pick this one. That's the worst of the worst. This one is the better of the worst, but we want the best of the worst. Okay, so the best worst outcome is $1,000. We agree that all our worst outcomes, but we just want to maximize on the minimum returns. We want to maximize on the minimum. So we choose the best worst outcomes. Alright? So the quantities of 1,000 should be ordered. So our advice is, men, go for 1,000 if you are risk averse, because if you only purchase $1,000 ice cream, you are assured of a potential loss of a potential minimum profit of 1,000. You are not going to sustain a loss of 3,000 that is going to be sustained if you purchase 4,000. You are not going to sustain a loss of negative 1,000, or that is a $1,000 loss. If you purchase 3,000, you're not going to get a zero if you purchase 2,000. So the beta is the best worst outcome is $1,000 that could be achieved if you purchase ice creams of 1,000 units. Okay, that's the Maximin rule, ladies and gentlemen. Let's now look at the at a different cup of tea. This is actually a different cup of tea, and most students struggle when they reach this far. So let us, ladies and gentlemen, try to see how we can maneuver the technical trajectory. Now, if the van owner applies the Minimax regret rule, how many ice creams will he order? Minimax regret rule, we say it is anchored on the opportunity loss. Okay, so we need to create what is called a regret table. All right, so this one is the original table from the question. Okay, the data is just as given in the question, but you need, as a student, as somebody who has been coached properly, you then have to create what is called a regret table. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the regret table. Now, we need now to look across. We need to look this way. Okay, we need to look across. Remember, in our previous two methods, we have been looking down. Okay, we have been looking this way. All right, here we have also been looking the down way. Now, we are looking across. All right, so this is how we are going to do it. We then have to ask ourselves, in all weather situations or in all scenarios, what is our maximum gain or our maximum profit? All right, what is our best possible profit or result? All right, what is our best possible result in each situation or scenario or outcome of the event? Okay, when you are talking of the outcome of the event, we are simply saying the reality of the event. All right, for example, is it going to be a rainy day, or is it going to be a bad weather on that particular day? Is it going to be a good weather? Is it going to be an average weather? Okay, so if the weather becomes bad, or if the weather is bad, okay, we then have to say, with the weather being bad, all right, the best possible outcome or possible result which we can get is actually $1,000. Okay, so if the weather is bad, we are going to get $1,000 across. Just verify. Under 2,000 there's a 0, under 3,000 there's a negative 1,000, under 4,000 there's a negative 3,000. So you can see that if the weather is bad, the best possible result is $1,000. So this means that if you order, this means that if the weather is bad, okay, if the weather is bad, all right, the order of 1,000 units has no regrets. Okay, if the weather is bad, the order of 1,000 ice creams has no regret. No regret. No regret. So here there is no regret. So if there is no regret, we put a 0 in that portion or on that portion. Okay? Now, we then have to say, if there is no regret in that portion, okay, we then have to say the result of the next quantities have to be assessed. Okay, so for example, the result with 2,000 ice creams would be how much worse? So the result with 2,000 ice creams would be 0 minus the best possible outcome, which we have determined is 1,000. Okay, we have determined it to be 1,000. So we say 0 minus 1,000, and we are going to get a negative 1,000. So this means that if we do not purchase 1,000 units, the worst regret we are going to achieve or we are going to face is a negative 1,000 or a $1,000 loss. That's the worst regret we are going to have. Okay, so if we purchase 2,000 ice creams, we would be $1,000 worse, or we are going to have a regret of $1,000. Okay, if we purchase 3,000 ice creams, we are going to have minus 1,000 minus 1,000. So therefore, we are going to have a negative 2,000. So we will be negative $2,000 worse, or will be $2,000 worse. All right, will be $2,000 worse. If we purchase 4,000 ice cream, we would be minus 3,000 minus 1,000, and this means that we will be $4,000 worse. Okay, now let's look at a situation where the weather is average. If the weather is average, we come to our original table and say average. Which one is the best possible outcome? We can see that the best possible outcome is $7,000, which is achieved when we purchase 3,000 ice creams. So here there is no regret. So we put a 0 in the corresponding cell. Now, when we put a 0 there, we then have to assess the potential impact in other options. Okay, so we say if we purchase 1,000 ice creams, how far worse or how much worse are we going to be? We then have to say if the weather is average, we purchase 1,000. Therefore, we are going to say to have 3,000 minus 7,000. and we are going to be $4,000 worse. Okay, we're going to be $4,000 worse. All right, so remember, all these figures are just worse, so there is actually no point in us putting these brackets. I've just been putting them for your illustration, for you to understand what is going on. We know that this is a regret table, and every figure we are putting there is in negative and is a regret. Okay, it is a regret. Don't be confused. Okay, now if we purchase 2,000 ice creams, we go to the original table and say 2,000 on an average day. So we're going to have 6,000 minus 7,000, and will be $1,000 worse. If we purchase 4,000 and the weather is average, then we're going to say 6,000 minus 7,000, and we are going to have to be $1,000 worse. Okay, now if the weather is good, and we purchase, if the weather is good, we first have to look at the best possible outcome, and we can see that the best possible outcome is 12,000. So there is no regret here. So we are going to put a 0 on the corresponding cell. Then we say, if we purchase 1,000 units, we get 3,000. So it will be how many dollars worse? It will be 3,000 minus 12,000, and we get a $9,000 loss. So there is going to be a regret of $9,000, or will be $9,000 worse. All right. And then if we purchase an order of 2,000 ice creams, we are likely to get 6,000 minus 12,000, and will be $6,000 worse. And then if we purchase 3,000 ice creams, we'll get 9,000. So this means that it will be 9,000 minus 12,000, and that would mean would be $3,000 worse. After we do this, okay, we then have to ask ourselves, we then have to adopt the column procedures. We then have to look down the columns. We have to look down and assess what was the maximum regret in every quantity. So you can see that if we purchase 1,000 ice creams, our maximum regret will be $9,000. And then if we purchase 2,000 quantities, then our maximum regret would be $6,000. Okay, if we purchase 3,000 units of ice creams, our maximum regret will be 3,000. Okay, then if you come here on the 4,000 or the quantity, then our maximum regret will be 4,000. But from the name of this principle, of this rule, the minimax regret, minimizing maximum regret, you have to minimize the maximum regret. Okay, and our maximum regret, we have determined them to be all these. So tell me, ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, shall we pick the order of 9,000? Or the order of $1,000 that is going to have a maximum regret of 9,000, or shall we pick the order of 3,000? Shall we order 3,000? Is that is going to give us the maximum regret of 3,000? Obviously, we need to minimize maximum regret. So if we are going to minimize the maximum regret, we are going to choose that regret that is so minimal. Okay, that regret that is going to be minimal. So we are going to choose the order quantity of 3,000 ice creams, because this one is going to give us the maximum regret of 3,000, the least regret actually. Okay, remember all these regrets in this column, all these, the 9,000, the 6,000, the 3,000, the 4,000, were considered maximum regrets or maximum regrets in their own categories or in their own order quantities. However, from those maximum regrets, we are only going to choose the least of them all. The least is going to give us the minimum regret. Okay, it is going to give us the minimum regret. Okay, so with this principle, we want to minimize the maximum regret. And the maximum regret, ladies and gentlemen, I've shown you that it involves the 9,000, 6,000, 3,000, and 4,000. But we need to minimize. So we are going to choose that order quantity that is going to expose the entity to only minimum regrets. Okay, so the order quantity that is to be chosen in this regard is the 3,000, because it is going to give us the minimum maximum regret. Okay, going to give us the minimum or the lowest regret. Okay, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Please just replay the video and see if you can make sense out of it. As for now, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've done my part. Okay, if you feel like you need further coaching or assistance in your assignments or in your other studies, please feel free. We are here to help you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because the Lord is a winner, because we are determined to see you guys being certified chartered accountants. So with this, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to sign out. Goodbye.